Let's talk about the letter X. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but in English, the letter X is not always pronounced the same way. It's not always X. So today I thought we could talk about some common English words containing the letter X, but with a surprising pronunciation. Curious? Keep watching. Welcome to my channel, io sono Miriam Romeo, e se capisci l'inglese ma non riesci a parlarlo come vorresti, then I would love to be your English coach. Make the sound of your English smoother and more convincing with the 5 tips I share in my free pronunciation class. Click on the link in the description box below to watch it. The letter X is one of those letters that we tend to consider as a very clear and unproblematic one. But what if I told you that the letter X can have 5 different sounds? That's right, 5. Unfortunately, this time there's no real rule that I can tell you about, but I will give you many examples so you can start with a core of common and important words. And for all the other words containing the letter X, I suggest that from now on you start paying more attention to the actual sounds and less to the spelling, because as an Italian speaker, the spelling will always trick you. So fine-tune your ears and don't let the spelling fool you. The first sound that the letter X can have is its natural sound, the one that the alphabet tells us, the same that it has in the Italian language, X. Examples: exercise, excuse, or excuse, depending if you're saying the noun or the verb, but the X has the same sound in both. Expert, extra, explode, exhibition. The second sound it can have is this one. Examples: exhibit. See? Exhibition from the previous list has a X sound, but exhibit has a X sound. Exhibition, exhibit. Exist, exact, exaggerated, anxiety. In this one, you don't see the G, the G symbol in the phonetic spelling because the N before the X softens that G sound, anxiety. There are some English words that, depending on the specific accent, can be pronounced either with X or X sound, such as exit, exit. Both correct. The third sound that the letter X can have is this one. Examples: anxious. Yes, in the words anxiety and anxious, the X has 2 different sounds. Anxiety, anxious. Complexion, inflection, crucifixion, transfixion, luxury. It's important to note here that now almost all the words that end with this sound spelled X-I-O-N are also or often exclusively spelled with a C-T, C-T-I-O-N, which is considered more correct, like inflection. Same sound. But the spelling with the C-T is now more common. Probably, if I'm not mistaken, the only 3 words where the only accepted spelling is X-I-O-N are complexion, crucifixion, and transfixion. There might be a couple more, but not common words anyway. By the way, the last word in this list can also be pronounced luxury. And that's how I pronounce it. Luxury. So it can be luxury or luxury. Luxury. And that's the 4th sound that the letter X can have. And in fact, it's the sound that you have in the adjective luxurious. And you also have it in luxuriant, luxuriance, luxuriate. And these are actually the only 5 English words where this sound appears. So this is good news in the middle of this phonetic chaos. And the last sound that the letter X can have is a Z sound. And this happens when a word starts with an X. Examples: xylophone, xenophobia, xerography, Xerox. In this last word, which was the name of a brand, but now this is considered as a regular English verb, you have 2 X's, but they are pronounced in 2 different ways. Xerox. And this reminds me that there is another small rule I can tell you about. When you have an X as the last letter of a word, or as the last sound of a word, that final X is always pronounced X, like the natural phoneme X of the letter X in the alphabet. I hope you found this video helpful. I'm curious to read what you have to say in the comments. Now don't forget to click on the link in the description box below to watch your free pronunciation class. And if you want to work with me and you would like to have me as your personal English coach, you can contact me at this email address right here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.